Hey everyone, it's Mercedes, digital marketer here with another episode of wakesetGO. wakesetGO is all about charging up the CEO in you. Whether you have your own business or you're just channeling motivation and inspiration for creating the life that you've always imagined. Now, when I talk about charging up the CEO in you, I don't necessarily mean, okay, you're running this large corporation. I mean it for even just life in general. You're the CEO of your life, and however you want to navigate it with the choices you make, Wake Set Go can definitely help you, and that's what the main goal is. So, whether you're an entrepreneur, an inspiring entrepreneur, or if you just like to listen, learn from other people, learn from other successful people, and get a business mindset or just learn how to change your mindset, change your perspective, then Wake Set Go is definitely for you. So I'm doing a mini series within Wake Set Go where I like to dive into some of the trends I'm noticing, be it online, referencing a lot of digital marketing that I'm seeing, a lot of also trending news topics that are happening and things that are just going on that I would like to discuss. Now, on an upcoming episode, I'm hopefully going to dive into the subject a little bit more, but I do want to talk about something that I had no attention was really going on that I think is really important as we are noticing the past year that a lot of DEI programs are going away, as well as a lot of businesses that are Black owned businesses aren't necessarily promoting themselves as such, which I was wondering myself when I saw that there was a trend happening where there's a lot of lawsuits, specifically the Fearless Fund lawsuit. The Fearless Fund lawsuit, it is focused on investing in Black women-owned businesses, was sued for racial discrimination. And I know that sounds crazy because you're like, how is it that underserved people and entrepreneurs that are at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to getting funding for said businesses? Black women and a lot of trends and studies are shown to be the fastest paced growing number of entrepreneurs, but are collectively the lowest to be funded. So, how is it that Fearless Fund, who's created to bridge that gap, become under fire for a racial discrimination lawsuit? Well, a conservative by the name of Edward Blum's organization is suing them. He was behind a lot of the affirmative action and higher education Supreme Court cases that were happening. The implications of this lawsuit could have enormous ramifications for future fintech startups. I know around COVID time, I know everybody noticed where there was the movement for Black Lives Matter. There were a lot of organizations that were stepping up to say that they're going to invest in DEI. They were a lot of corporations that were talking about how they wanted to bring about more diversity. They wanted to invest in a lot of underserved markets and demographics. And then now a couple years have passed, and we're noticing where it's almost like those promises have not necessarily been kept. Where you see a lot of organizations, they may have diversity, equity, and inclusion, but it's only representing one market, which isn't very diverse at all. I mean, so what is it that we're taking? And I think a lot of people don't really understand when something is diverse, or it means that it's represented. And I know that with being in niche businesses and having an understanding of what the perspective is for diverse individuals is important, because when that happens, you see so many tone deaf ad campaigns. I'm sure you guys have noticed where there's ad campaigns. I think there was one for KFC chicken where it was just showing a Black family at the table just eating chicken, and it's almost like, okay, who signed off on this? And so a lot of times I think that when we're not being creative in who we allow to do our marketing, because some marketing companies and firms, they're the ones that are coming up with the creative. They're the ones that are coming up with the design and the imagery that you see. And if you don't have diverse marketing teams helping to run your strategy or helping to help you to market your business, you may be missing out on your target audience, or you may just, miss out on what is represented towards, today and what people today like to see. Moreover, just, looking at the article right, now about the Fearless Fund lawsuit, it, can stifle the growth of innovation, because when you're in fintech market and you're in that industry and you're in that business and you don't have the representation needed, it's going to be hard to create inclusive strategies that can help with tapping into a lot of the underserved markets, and it can hinder, that ability to be able to create a broader customer base. So I think those are all important things to look at when it comes to marketing. So I think when we're looking at trends now for niche marketing, it can be beneficial for businesses in 2024. That's what I'm seeing, because it can help reach the right audience. I know a lot of times on social media, we find ourselves posting things and we're thinking that, okay, this isn't my audience, but you never know, especially not saying that, okay, your family and friends should support, they should buy, or be a part of your products, but they may not be the demographic for it. However, sharing, is free. That's something that anybody can do, friend or foe. And you never know who they may know in their network that may actually need your services, which is why that's important. And to also help you with the algorithm changes, because if people that know you and know what you're about aren't sharing, liking, and supporting, then how are they going to push it out to the masses as well? So those are all important trends and techniques that I think are going to help in the future with businesses as well as niche businesses. So when people think about digital marketing, they're like, okay, can this really actually help my business? Yes, it can help your business, but as discussed before, whenever you're marketing or you're investing in it, you can't necessarily think that, okay, this is going to equal more sales. What it does is it equals more brand awareness, which goes back to what I was saying about social media and how your target audience or people that you know that are in your circle, your friend group or family members, they aren't necessarily your audience, but you never know who someone's connected with or who someone may know that is in that group that can share out, that can connect you with that audience and with that organization. So sometimes knowing who your competition is, what that lookalike audience looks like, as far as who's supporting, what are they researching, what is it about it that stands out, what is the price, going into the niche market of how are you competitively standing out, why is it that it's a niche audience, what does that target audience look like. And I think some of the competitive analysis, when you're even thinking about why people support Black owned businesses, sometimes I almost get confused because there are a lot of businesses out there that get it right when it comes to knowing and understanding Black culture, to where you're thinking like, okay, this sounds like a Black owned business. And really they're not. They're just very intentional with their marketing and knowing how to cater to different demographics. And I think that is a gift in itself, to know what it is that other audiences are looking for and how that can resonate with people, and going from there to the fact that one of my favorite Black owned businesses that I don't necessarily think that a lot of people know is Black owned is Calendly. I really do like it because it's a software company, but it just solves a problem. And I think a lot of times with having a niche business, the main important key to the growth and development of it and to connect it with different people, no matter what they look like, is to be able to solve those problems and to be able to expand and grow from there. I know Rihanna successfully has been able to become a billionaire, and she may not own like 100% of her business or of her company, but by her having that understanding of her market, of her target audience, she's able to reach so many people. And I just heard news that Fenty is going into the market of being in China, which is huge. It opens up a whole new population, but at the same time allows for them to market and cater to this audience with a streamline of beauty and representing and connecting with solving the problem that they have, to where it's a black owned, that person is black that owns it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that only blacks have to support it. It means that anybody can support it. Asian, white, Hispanic, whomever can support this business. And I think that's just what's been great about good companies, even though a lot of times I feel that we, or certain communities, like to just hold like those local businesses. Like, it's great to start local, it's great to have a small audience to just cater to and connect to, and then once you start getting big and mainstream, it can be a little disgruntling, because you're like, man, now you're no longer having that local audience and catering to that audience, which I've seen a lot of people that um hate to say the word sellout, but they feel like, oh, you're selling out now, just because that's the point of starting a business, is to be successful, is to hit worldwide trends and to um, help other people. So I think that's all good when it comes down to the product and the product's strategy. Is that it's great if other people are able to use it and find success with it. Like, that's the whole point of it. But staying true to what feels good, what makes other feel good, to where it allows for a strong presence to get people to connect, to sign up. And it's not necessarily just because it's black owned means that it's only for black people. Yes, it's the target that can help as far as showing that it's represented and that it works, but being able to show that, okay, what it is that I offer can help this business and this person as well. And I think that's what makes a company successful. That's what makes a business successful. That's what makes the marketing for that business successful, is that you're understanding the culture, you're understanding what the problem is that they're solving, and who has that problem, and how can you work together with this business owner to, or being that business owner, to be able to let people know that, hey, I have this product, hey, I have this service, and I can help you with doing that and with solving that. And so I think as long as people take that niche and that understanding and be able to put it out there, then I think there's no telling where you can go to from there. So I know I did not get to post any Black history that goes to my next thing. I didn't get to post anything for Black History Month, which I know is, it happened. It's one of the shortest months, and it's kind of hard to, like I said, in this world where you have a, a black firm that's invested in women, black owned businesses, gets sued for racial discrimination, and to talk about black history and some inventions without feeling like you're making people uncomfortable. And if that makes people uncomfortable, then I mean, so be it, because I think that that's the beauty of America and the melting pot that it is that we can have diverse businesses, diverse perspectives, and a collective of so many different type of people, and just enjoy, be entertained, because whether the Ariel is black or white, we're all able to enjoy the creative inspiration of it and to see things from a different perspective, and also enjoy the representation. And so I'm going to end this episode with highlighting a couple of inventions by some Black inventors, which a list of them include the fiber optic cable, the pacemaker, control unit, the home security system, the automatic gear shift, iron board. I know about the super soaker, the gas mask, as well as the fold-in chair. So there's the Garrett A. Morgan. He created the stoplight. So I remember the traffic signal. He was a Black inventor. So as far as the automatic gear shift, that was an invention that was created by Richard Spikes. He was a Texas-born barber. The gas mask. The gas mask was also invented by Garrett A. Morgan. I remember hearing about him in school, and I'm, again, not in school anymore. So I'm really curious if this is even educated or talked about, who the Black inventors are. Lonnie Johnson, he's the inventor of the Super Soaker. He was also an aerospace engineer that grew up in Alabama. The folding chair, which it was invented by John Purdy. Light, visible light or visible radiation, light to the human eye, which, going back to the traffic light, was created by Garrett A. Morgan. He was able to use that to create the traffic light. The ironing board, Sarah Boone, she was the one that created the ironing board. She saw a problem where people were ironing on the floor, and she invented that. And so thinking about some of those Black inventors, they didn't necessarily say or have to highlight or put out there that, hey, this is a Black-owned invention. It became popular and widely used because even though this was a Black inventor that invented it, and I think we should give that credit because it will help other creators and other people to create items. But the thing is that it did not get the attention of saying, okay, this is Black owned. It's just that we use things so much to where it solves so many problems. It's not just a Black problem, not just a white problem. It's okay, if you're living life, this is a problem and this solves it. So I think that's the beauty of highlighting a lot of the Black inventors that invented a lot of things that we still use today. And I think that's just what's great. And so I look forward to seeing more Black-owned businesses come up and that are solving problems, that aren't necessarily limiting their business to only just say, I'm a Black-owned business, just to say it, but to actually be a Black-owned business that solves problems and that's able to create a successful business that others can use and become widely spread out. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you would like to talk with me about marketing your business or about helping your business out, please make sure that you listen to the ad at the end of this episode. All right, everyone. Thanks.
Do you have a startup or small business? i3 Clicks. Drive clicks to your business. Increase inbound identity and improve your digital presence with our full suite marketing agency. We keep small businesses and startups top of mind with services including social media management, website development, SEO, and PPC. Think of us as an extension to your marketing team. Contact us today to get started. Text 214-856-0631.